Premier League Game Week 28 predictions. I am Carl. Let's get into it. Manchester United versus Everton. Manchester United absolutely shocking in the last two Premier League games. If you look at the current form, they've won 3 out of the last 5. They win 3 games in a row, and just when you think they are up to something, they lose the next 2, which is exactly what you expect from Manchester United. Consistently inconsistent. Everton, on the other hand, they've drawn 3 out of the last 5. They need to start picking up wins quickly because they are not yet safe from relegation. So Manchester United are at home. If Manchester United cannot beat a poor Everton side at home, the amount of pressure on Eric Ten Hag is going to be insane. They have to win this game. Surely they are going to win this one. I'm going for Manchester United 3, Everton 1. Bournemouth versus Sheffield United. Again, these are two teams that are not playing well right now. Bournemouth, the current form, well, they won their last game, but then that's only 1 victory in the last 5 Premier League games. Sheffield United also 1 victory in the last 5 Premier League games, but then Sheffield have lost the last 3 Premier League games. They need to start picking up points. They are deep in the relegation zone. You know what? Bournemouth are at home. I don't see Sheffield United getting anything from this game. I am going for Bournemouth 3, Sheffield United 1. Crystal Palace versus Luton Town. Luton Town are in shocking Premier League form. They've lost their last 4 Premier League games. They need to start picking up points. They are playing away from home at Crystal Palace. Palace have not been great themselves with 1 win and a draw in their last 5 Premier League games. But Palace at home, I think they're going to have enough to just edge this one. I'm going for Palace 2, Luton Town 1. Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Fulham. Fulham are in fantastic form. 3 wins in the last 5 Premier League games. They've won the last 2 Premier League games. Wolverhampton are also in decent form. They've won 3 out of the last 5, which is really good for a team like Wolverhampton Wanderers. Wolves are at home. I think it's going to be a really tight game. I think Wolves is just going to edge it. I'm going for Wolves 2, Fulham 1. We move on to Arsenal versus Brentford. This is a bad time to play Arsenal. Brentford are not in good form right now. Yes, a win and a draw in the last 5 Premier League games. They drew to a terrible Chelsea side. They also lost 3 games in a row, but respectfully, 2 of those games was against Man City and Liverpool, 2 of the best teams in the league. You would expect them to lose against these teams. Look, right now, Arsenal are just as good as Liverpool and Man City, maybe even better. So I don't see anything except a thrashing by Arsenal. I am going for Arsenal 4, Brentford 0. Aston Villa versus Tottenham. These are 2 really good teams. Aston Villa have won 4 out of the last 5. Tottenham have won 3 out of the last 5. Aston Villa have now won 3 games in a row. They are in really good form. This game is going to be a bloodbath because both these teams are fighting for that 4th position. Both teams want Champions League football. Both teams deserve it. Only one of them can get it. And this game is a 6-pointer. It definitely is a 6-pointer. Whoever wins this game probably finishes 4th. So this will be a tight game. Aston Villa are at home. They are really strong at home. But I tell you, Tottenham is not going to just go down like that. They are going to go to this game guns blazing and both teams are going to go for it. I tell you what, this game has a draw written all over it. I am going for Aston Villa 2, Tottenham 2. Brighton versus Nottingham Forest. Brighton are a weird team. They started the Premier League season really well. Then somewhere along the way, they lost their way. They just lost their way. They have 2 victories in their last 5 Premier League games. They are coming from a loss. Nottingham Forest, wow, I'm really surprised. They have a win and a draw in the last 5 Premier League games, which is very respectable for a team that is just about fighting relegation. That is actually not bad at all. But they have lost the last 2 Premier League games. They have to also pick up points as well. Brighton are at home though. You would expect Brighton to win this one. I think Brighton is going to win this one 2-1. West Ham versus Burnley. West Ham also started the season really well. Then somewhere in mid-season, they absolutely lost their way. I think they went for like a spell where they lost like 5 games in a row. But they've been coming back and they've won the last 2 Premier League games. Burnley have been consistently poor all season. A draw and 4 losses in the last 5 Premier League games. They've lost the last 4 Premier League games. Burnley are going to get relegated. I don't know how Vincent Kompany still has a job, to be honest, because I don't think they've been good at all. They've been so bad. I think West Ham is going to beat them. I'm going for West Ham 3, Burnley 1. The big one, Liverpool versus Manchester City. Both these teams are in fantastic form. Liverpool, 4 out of the last 5. The last time they lost was in that Arsenal game. Man City, 4 wins and a draw in the last 5. They drew at home to Chelsea. But you have to say overall, Liverpool's performance have slightly been better than Man City's. Man City, yes, they played well in the game against Man United, but the last 3 Premier League games before that, they scored only 3 Premier League goals in 3 Premier League games. That is not good enough for Manchester City. Liverpool are at home. The last time Man City beat Liverpool at Anfield was in 2021. That was the COVID season when there were no fans at Anfield. So that's probably what it takes for Man City to get a victory at Anfield. You have to go back to, I think, 2002 or 2003, the last time Man City beat Liverpool at Anfield with fans on the pitch. If you ask Guardiola, where is one place in the Premier League where you do not want to go to? It's Anfield every second. I don't see that changing. I think Man City are going to lose at Anfield. I am going for Liverpool 3, Man City 2. The final game this weekend is Chelsea versus Newcastle. Now, Chelsea is one team that it's impossible to get a prediction right. If you're a betting man, do not bet any money on Chelsea, because Chelsea can win this game 4-0 and I wouldn't be surprised. And they can lose this game 5-0 as well and I wouldn't be surprised. So I'm not even sure which version of Chelsea is going to show up. I mean, Chelsea and their kids are just all over the place right now. They play well, sometimes they don't play well. Chelsea, I mean, look, they drew against Brentford, their last Premier League game, which was kind of disappointing. I'm going for Chelsea 2, Newcastle 2. And there you have it. Thank you for tuning in and I will see you soon.